Okay, Marty, so here we are. I'm making this video for you. When you first log in, you're going to be logged in here at your dashboard, okay? And I have the text ready that I've changed a little bit, and I have the images ready here that I've found that I want to use in your site. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is create a new post, and you can create a new post from this dashboard from two places. You can go New Post, or you can go here, Posts, Add New. So I'm just going to click this one, and we're going to make a new post, and a new opportunity to make a new post magically appears. So I've already done this a few times, so this is just a test post just to show you. So I'm going to put the title that I've made here, the core muscle group, strength through stabilization, and then I'm going to just select, copy this text and paste it into the body of the post. And I usually work in this text tab. You're probably going to work here in the visual tab because it'll be easier for you, but that can be seen as we move forward. The first thing you want to do is save your draft. You don't want to publish it yet because that makes it go live. So just continue to hit the Save Draft button. You want to make sure that you save your posts and changes as you go along. The other thing I want to bring your attention to is the categories. Any blog post has to fall in a category, and as you can see by default, once we have saved the draft, it puts it in this uncategorized category. We can change what the default category is, and I recommend that we again find categories that make sense. So I might find a new one called I'm just going to call it yoga. We don't even have one, which is very general, and it doesn't really communicate. It communicates a lot, but anyway, I'm just going to make it be yoga, and I'm going to uncheck uncategorized. And sometimes you have a post that will fall into other categories, and you may not see exactly why this is important now, but it's just a good practice to be in, right? We're talking best practices here. So we've added our title, we've added the content, and we've given it a category. And let's save draft. So let's go ahead and take a look at it now so we can just see what it looks like. When I work, I like to keep two windows open. I like to keep the dashboard window open. I'm going to just close these. And I like to click and link an additional tab so I can see what the actual preview looks like. So this looks pretty good, pretty straightforward. I have changed some of the text in here, so I can show you how to make some of the items stand out a little bit better. And also, your name is going to appear here. And my name appears because I'm logged in as me, and I've made this post, but that can be changed right here. I think if I do Marty Ewing. Now you will be the author, even though I've made it. Okay, so in the text tab, I can see what I've done. So like new class, that's kind of something you want to have people draw their attention to because you want them to see it. So I highlight that text. It's actually easier to see on the visual. So I'm going to highlight this text, and I'm going to give it one of these stylings, heading 1, heading 2. I'm going to go ahead and give it heading 3. The first heading should really be and is the title, and that's what's going to be found through Google and stuff like that. So any other ones you can have can be H2 or H3, you know, but heading 1 is the most important heading that helps anything. So and then the other thing I wanted to do with this text is kind of also draw that out a little bit. Like I just thought it was a good kind of a quote, or it's just a strong thing to say. There might be other what they call pull quotes that are better than this one, but for the sake of this video. So I'm going to highlight this text, and I'm going to go right here, say blog quote, and give it a styling that you won't really be able to see here, but you can see it in your preview. So I'm going to go ahead and save this. Let me see, is that all I want to do at this point? I also wanted to show you, no, I'm going to show you one other thing. You talked about private Facebook page. So I don't know what the link to that is, but I'm just going to show you how to make a link to an outside page. So you highlight the text that you want to link somewhere. You also need to have your link ready, so that's useful. A fourth thing is to have I have made a list of the things that are useful to have before you even start. And another one is any outside links that you might want to include. So right now, Facebook page. So we highlight the text first, we go to insert edit link, and here's where you, so I'm just gonna, I don't know offhand what it is. What's the Facebook? Oh, it's probably just this. So I'm just gonna type in this, and right now it's gonna asking me to paste in the site that we're gonna link to. So just go ahead and do that. These link options, this just means when people link on it, do they open a new page or does it open in the same page? And there's a lot of different philosophies about that. I usually like it to open in a new tab so that way the window for your page still stays open. I'm going to go ahead and save that, and we're going to hit Save Draft. And we're going to see what the site looks like now, what the post rather looks like now. Okay, so we have a few things. So here's the title. Your name now appears here as the author. And then down here it's new class, core conditioning, and then this is currently how the block quotes are styled. And and then here's your link to the outside Facebook page. Okay, now we're gonna talk, I know we need to link this to your schedule, but I'm gonna do that myself. I can show you how. But what I want to talk about really quickly, just for the sake of this little video, is how images work. So we don't have any images yet. So the first thing you want to pick is this thing called featured image. Featured image is the image that is representative of your blog post. So for example, at the bottom of your page, these are other posts that exist on your site. Most of these, like this is just a video, this is just a video, but there's a featured image that serves to represent what that blog post is about. And the little hover tells you this is a video. So that's one way that the featured image works. Okay, and when we're looking at the post itself, we don't see any images yet. So let's see what our options are. When you scroll down the page, you see here under, it'll say post options. So scroll down to where it starts talking about your featured image. So the featured image, the way it behaves when you're looking at this individual post, has these options. The default setting, which was set elsewhere in your theme options, which we don't know what that is in this moment, but we can see. Full width above the content, full width screen parallax, or standard with content. So I'm going to open up these two other blog posts. So this is what standard with content looks like. She has a big image. So here's her blog title. Here's her same information. And here's her featured image. And then she has, this is the content of her post. And then like down here, she has, these are her other featured images. All right. And okay, so that was the image of standard with content. If you want to see what full width above content looks like, that's this one, where you see it's full width and the title of the post appears over the image, and then this meta information, the date and all that, appears underneath that. And then you have the body of the post. Okay, so that's some of the images. So let's see what image we're going to use. So this is the core conditioning one. So I have two images that I've created here. There's this one, and that I think we'll use for the featured image, and then there's this one that's sort of like a, you know, more medical chart. The one that you used, I want to show you the physical size of this one is 602 by 402. So it's going to be large enough that people can see it. I can barely read what this says. It's a sucky picture. Sorry to say. I mean, it's not good. It's not clear. So you want to make sure that you give people good images so they leave feeling, they don't leave feeling frustrated, but they leave feeling good. So I'm going to go ahead and click this featured image link, and it's going to open up my library. It's saying, well, what image do you want me to use as your featured image? So I'm going to upload, drag this one up in here. So in terms of adding images, it's really important that your image titles be something relevant, and really I should have called this something with your name in it. But I'm going to always fill in the alt text. It's a missed opportunity if you don't fill in like Marty Ewing Recuperative Yoga Houston Core Conditioning Classes. I hope I spelled that right. And you can even have core conditioning classes at the beginning. Oh, yoga. Paste and then, all right. So people will, when people do a search for core conditioning Houston, it's very likely that this image will pull them to your page because we've put particular relevant information in there. So I've uploaded the image, I've given it my alt text, and I'm going to just hit set featured image. Okay, and we're going to pick for this one, because it's such a nice wide image, I'm going to say featured image, full width above content. And then this one, featured image links to its post. This might be kind of confusing. And then that gives you another option. Don't apply featured image link to single post. I can explain that to you, what that means. It's just that it doesn't mean that the image link won't appear. It just means that when you're looking at the image, it won't link anywhere because you're already on that page, if that makes any sense. Okay, so now the next thing we're going to do, let's go ahead and save this draft because we don't want it to be live yet on the page. And it's still spinning around and saving. And I'm going to click here and I'm going to refresh this page and we should see a big beautiful image across the top if you like that look for your site. So that's what one of your blog posts will look like. Okay. If you want to have the other option, if you want to just see what that looks like, we can say standard with content. And before we save this one and look, I'm going to also show you about inserting this other image because that was a nice image. So let's say right here we want to insert the image. So you put your cursor there where you want to insert it. We're going to add media, which is a picture, and we need to also add this image up there. So core muscles group, and let's just also, well, you know, we've already said Marty Ewing Yoga on the other image, so you don't really need to, but it never hurts. So wait for that to upload, and then I'm going to say core muscle group. Marty Ewing Yoga Recuperative Yoga HOUSTON Texas. And before you upload it, in this instance, you have other options. Do you want it to be left, right, center, justified? Do you want it to link to anything else or not? And we don't need it necessarily. Well, we can have it linked to the attachment page, which means when you click on it, it gets bigger in the page because we're going to be making it kind of small. So let's make it, I'm going to want to change that size. Insert into post. Okay, let's save draft. I also want to point out to you, so this is the actual, this is the actual URL of the blog post once we go live, and it's inserted. You can see how we've picked yoga as the category. It's put yoga there in the title. I don't know if you care about that, but I just thought I'd mention it. Okay, now we're going to hit refresh, and we're going to see our featured image look different like this. And then as we scroll down the page, we have this image. Now, because I clicked that option to link the image to its media page, when I click on it, it'll show you a bigger version of it. And it's not, it'd be nicer if it were even bigger. So that's all that does. So that's it. So we have our outside links, and when we click here, it's going to open up a new tab and take us to the Facebook page. And so I think that's it for this video. So I hope this makes sense to you. Please let me know if you have any questions. Okay, thanks, Marty.